He's got a lot of stuff going on, and I'll say stuff. But again, he's 45 years old. He was retired. He's coming back. Now there's more information on potentially him being in different teams and different locations and having more control over things that really are out of his control now. So again, there's a family dynamic to things. You know, there's the football dynamic. I just don't think we've ever seen a Tom Brady miss any training camp days. I mean, I think back to when we were in the Patriots, and if he missed one day, it was like a massive issue because he always wanted to be on top of things, and timing is so important offensively and chemistry, and he's been in Tampa. So I think the chemistry is already there, but the biggest concerns I have are, number one, the offensive line, because when you're 45 years old, you have to have protection from the inside out. So the inside of the offensive line has to be the best part of the offensive line.
Right.
Because when you're stepping up into your throws, and you've seen guys for years run past Tom, that doesn't bother him. It's up the middle. It's when guys are in his face, when he can't step up into a clean pocket. That's really a trouble for many quarterbacks, especially when you're at your age, at his age, and now he's trying to make another run at a Super Bowl. Those stressors of the football stress plus outside whatever he's dealing with, that's another aspect of things that we haven't seen before.
That's exactly right. And again, I've made it clear for anyone, if you're just joining our show here, we're not speculating on this show about anything. What he wants to talk about and when he wants to talk about it, that's when he'll do it. But it is reasonable and fair, because he's the one pointing it out, to say he clearly has stuff going on in his head, whatever it may be. We've never wondered if he was 100% all in before, because he's been more all in than maybe any player in the history of any sport. But is there reason to be concerned right now that maybe he isn't all the way in the way he needs to be?
Well, I think that in a football sense, when you're on the field, you have to be all in when you're on a football field. And if you're not all in, that's when, you know, guys get hurt, guys get injured, because you're thinking of other things. You're not playing as fast. You're not on top of everything that you usually are. So I think that when he's on the field, he'll be 100% locked in. But it's outside of that. What distractions will cause him to maybe not be as prepared or as ready to go as he once was in years past, when he was on the plane looking at tape for the next week, traveling back from an away game.
Yeah.
You know, like those are the things that might affect when you're on the field.
Those are the things that when you're 45 years old and you have a lot of stuff going on that maybe fall through the cracks a little bit in ways they hadn't before. Does any of this give you pause with all of your confidence?
A little pause, but if anybody could do it, it's Tom Brady, because he's so smart, and to Neil's point, he's so prepared. He has the answers to the test. So if anybody could overcome it, Greeny, it would be him. But on paper, obviously, football is a game of preparation, and he's missing a lot of steps right now.
The more people you talk to around the league, Dan, as I know, people reacting to all of this, what sorts of things are you hearing?
People are hesitant to bet against Brady, right? I mean, like, he's proven so many people wrong so many times. But I think the point of preparation is the key one. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, but like this is his hallmark. I mean, so if he's missing days in camp, if there are times when he would have been preparing ahead of the game that instead he's dealing with other stuff that isn't football related, it doesn't take much to throw you off from having a good season to a lousy one in this league, and that would be that's what gives me concern.
And the one thing I would say, the days away, when you're being corrected by a coach, it's one thing, but when you're being corrected by Tom, like if Tom is directing you and telling you messed that up, you need to be here, you need to be there, you need to be better here, that weight is a lot different than when a coach is telling you that.
And that's been a massive part of his value to that organization these last 3 years.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.